What's up, guys? Welcome to Meatballs SOS. Ooh, that camera angle sucks. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so this is a quick video, but I want to really show you guys. I want to get a good map. I don't think this map, let me see here. This video is about the pocket-sized UTM Slot Tool, which stands for Universal Transverse Marketer. I've got a map here. Let's see if this map will do it. No, it will not. No. So, how you are going to go about using this device, okay? It's a simple tool. If you've taken land nav, basics of land nav, they may or may not have covered this. I highly recommend getting the U.S. Army's land nav book. They have out, I think the 2011 edition is the latest one, something like that. But I'll get a picture of the book and post it on the communities page. But at any rate, okay. A little land nav kit here. Talk about that real quick. So, got a little. Keep your maps waterproof. Get your pen. You can actually mark on the little pad here. You got a section here for you're writing the rain, pencil, your tools if you got them. What else? I think I gotta go through this thing and reconfigure it some more. So here's the deal with land nav, guys. Alright, here's the deal. And land nav is important because if we have a grid down situation, you're trying to get home. The best thing I can say is get a road map. Okay? Here's the reason why. You get a road map, they're usually free. 99.9% of the time they're free. And if the grid's down, where are you going to pull a topo map from? Okay? Learn how to read a regular old road map first. If you're an individual who doesn't go very far or has a set area of where they go for work, 99.9% of the time, maybe you venture off, you go to the gas station. It's along your route. Or maybe you're, going here, you're going there, but it's all within the same area. Having a topo map already printed out would work great. And if you can get one, obviously they should come in kilometers. Each kilometer square, okay, on that topo map. That is, well, the purpose of this tool, rather. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sorry for the glare. Okay, let me just show you guys. Alright, so the purpose of these squares is to I'm trying to think of like the layman's terms and the easiest way to describe this. Think of a grid, right? Your topo map is your grid. Think of battleship, okay? Earth is laid out always on a map on a grid, right? Even cities are built using a grid. And the best way to describe this is like using longitude and latitude. So you're going to have an easting and a northing, okay? And like battleship, you're going to come to points that intersect, right? So your easting is your up and your down usually on your map, and then your northing is usually on your sides, okay? When you have your latitude and longitude, the last 3 digits of those coordinates are usually in 1 meter square. So there's 100 meters, there's 10 meters, and then single digit meters, okay, in those squares. But the last 3 digits, remember, and this is important to remember, are in meters. So when you have your topo map, okay, you're gonna read your and if your topo map's good, it's gonna have the blue lines, okay. And let's say you've got, like, I don't know, if this is just an example, I don't know what coordinates these are, 6, 6, 9, 880, okay, meters, and then east. That's your easting, and your northing is 6082478. You know, whatever. I'm just reading from my notes here. So the last three digits are my 478 for my northing, or my northing. Okay, my God, it's a tongue twister. All right. And what you're going to want to do is put your square, once you find the points that intersect, okay, you're going to read those points, your lat and your longitude. You're going to read those points. You get to your square. Once you get to the corner, okay, I don't know if you guys could see that little circle. There's a little circle, a little indentation. You put the corner of that square there, okay, and then you start to line up your numbers, okay. So you line up your 478 and you line up your 880, okay, and that will usually get you. And those are just hypothetical numbers I'm just throwing out there. Those are not like pi numbers, okay. That'll get you your exact location. Now I know this video is really quick, and I don't have a topo map to show you with what I use, because like I said, I'm a practical survivalist. I'm all over the place for work, so I can't just have a topo map for, you know, one specific area. I'm all over the place for work. So for me, having a road map is more beneficial. I know my north, south, east, and west, and that's another thing. Understanding your north, your south, your east, and your west, your natural compass. Okay, use your roads as your compass. Roads only run in certain directions. Sometimes they change, and they run east and west, and then they change again, and they run north and south. It can get confusing at times, but if you're used to your area that you're in, you're not going to need anything except the point of the direction in which you're going. Like I said, if you're somebody who's aware of their surroundings, you're somebody who's, you know, you're finding yourself on your daily route, your routine, you know, it's easy. But if you're not, and you're not on your daily routine, and you're not in familiar territory, this is where land nav and having a good road map comes in. You're going to want a good road map. You're going to want a topo of the geolog. Here's the thing with those topos, okay? You're going to, if you're somebody where, how do I say it? Foresight, and you're foreseeing this area is where you're going to be, but you haven't fully explored it. Having a topo map of that area, once you reach it, is probably going to be beneficial, right? Then you're going to read, okay, this is this. All right, I'm here, you know, this elevation, whatever. This is like a higher peak. There's a, you know, a drop over here, or, you know, there's a hill here, a valley over here, a saddle over here, a ridge over here. This stuff is, it all kind of coincides eventually at one point. You're going to need to know land features, right? You're going to need to know landmarks. You're going to need to know key points on the map, on a topo map, what have you. You know, and the best way to describe these topo maps is really, it's just the circles, right? And what I mean by circles, oblong circles, ovals. Nothing's going to be a perfect circle. But what I mean by that is, the wider the circles get, that means the elevation begins to decrease. The tighter the circles get on the map, then you'll see them, little circles coming up, the higher the elevation. That is the easiest way to explain land nav and what those circles mean on a map. Okay, think Hidden Valley Ranch salad dressing. Okay, you have your hill, you have your valley, you have your ridge, you have your saddle, you have your draws. If you can pinpoint those, you can pinpoint your elevations, and you can pinpoint your water sources, you guys are in good shape. You keep your north, south, east, and west up in here. Keep it up here. Pay attention to your roads and the way you're traveling. But again, I know that this was a quick tutorial on how to. I know it's not the best. I don't have a topo map to show you guys, but the most important thing is to get a topo map, get one of these tools, sit down, look at your lat and your longitude. There's going to be an easting and a northing. You're going to have your grid points. You are literally going like this, like my wife likes to hang things in the house. She goes like this. Okay, that's where we're at. Don't know how she does it, but she does it. So, think Battleship. Everything's on a grid. Always going to be on a grid. This is just a quick, like I said, I'm probably just going to leave this a quick tutorial on the basics of land nav. I mean, I can't discuss just one tool. So, here, all right. Map grid to a 20 meter. Okay. To a 20 meter precision. If you guys go to www.maptools.com for UTM coordinates, you could probably find other tools, probably educational links, I would imagine, on how to do this stuff. It's really one of those things, because now I'm just rambling, where you just kind of have to, you got to get out there and explore. Buy a cheap topo map and just start messing around with your tools, and go from there. Because like I said, it's really one of those things that you got to sit down. It's more self-taught than anything. It's watching videos, reading books. Like I said, I highly recommend the U.S. Army map reading and land navigation. That's what I have been reading out of. So with that said, this is just a quick overview and rundown with land nav, and I'm gonna put together a video for you guys where I'll have a topo map. I'll sit down, we'll do all the tools, we'll go over everything, the key features on a map. Maybe we'll do this in segments, and we'll break it up in segments, and I'll do the features of the topo map, and then everything else from there, and go from there. Pace counter. Oh, I did a video on pace counter, but we'll do it again if need be. Get your bearing, how to use your compass, the whole 9 yards. But I'm not the greatest at land nav, but I could teach a simple form of it that I think a lot of people seem to understand and get. If I could teach my kids who are like 4 and 5, they're north, south, east, and west, I'm pretty sure I can teach key features on a map to anybody. So with that being said, stay safe, guns up, and if you stuck with me, thank you. Good night.